So, good evening everyone, and welcome back to Company of Crime. Last week, on this time slot, the Yurugang punched every rockabilly in town, and now there are no more rockabillys in Newham. And instead, they are faced with Jamaican and Italian gangs. However, 4 or 5 people might not be enough to defeat all of these nefarious rival gangs. And for that reason, the Yurugang is going to recruit our classic 4 members are, of course, always there. Some of them in somewhat bad shape, perhaps. And our newest member, Devil, is still there. However, we can add a couple of individuals. We already have one extra bouncer. So let's look at the other character classes. I think we can make use of a brain, but Scratch here looks too much like Mojo with funny sunglasses on. So let's pass on her. And instead recruit Looney. We have space for another one. We can get a smuggler or torturer. It has been my understanding that torturers have been more useful until now. So we are left with 2 possibilities with identical stats, either Shadow or Slingshot, both of whom have a striped shirt. I'll go with Slingshot for the Waldo experience. So, now we have a full crew. But we are likely, yes, we are going to be making some losses on our cash here. We need to add to our income in some way. Perhaps extort some pubs that were previously held by the Rockabillys, our former enemies. And as we now have 2 gangs, we can start on both of them at the same time. We do not want to bribe this journalist. It appears that we are mostly done with Newham. If we want some extra income, we can get it at the Jerk and Posse restaurant, where we will have another extortion going on with the more experienced crew, as I imagine we will need the more experienced crew at that location. Everyone is arrested. Police is trying to attempt the arrest on the deaf vagabond. So we might have a fight with the police at... No. We do not have a choice. The police has attacked us. I think this is the first time that this has happened to me. Our objective is to escape with Hound and Mojo. The question is, where are the police? We, of course, would prefer not to fight the police. There's a civilian. Another civilian. But no information in regards to the police.
No need to ask twice.
Just make a beeline for the back door. There's a police. Luckily, he appears not to be in a hurry. There's another. This appears to be an invisible policeman. How unfortunate. I don't know if we can actually make our escape during a fight. So I will... attack. Hello. There's a raid going on. Welcome, Prince 21K and other individuals coming along. This is Company of Crime, a turn-based tactics game, which apparently is most comparable to the new XCOM games, or at least that is what my audience has been reminded of. I thought of some older games while thinking about it. This is a bit extraordinary in the way that we are mostly dealing with melee fighting. We are currently being arrested by the police. We, of course, do not want to be arrested by the police. We are playing a straight gang. I'm going to brace for it, which is a move that lets me run through the area of effect of policemen without, or other enemies, without being surprised and attacked by them.
Sure thing.
I think I'm going to stay here. Mojo is the slower of the two in any case. And she's being punched. We do not like this turn of events. Luckily, Mojo is... Oh no. Ah, he missed. Very well. We have successfully escaped.
You don't have to tell me twice.
This is a good reminder for me to work on our... No. Here he comes again. On our heat score, which is unfortunately relatively high. This is exactly what has led to events like this one. We are going to escape. Once we get to the main map, we will see a... I don't know. We did not gain levels. Here on the top, we see our heat meter. We are past level 3 at the moment. This is a bit high. We would like it to get lower, but unfortunately, I hired some new girls, and we are now making losses on our income, and we have to actually make some money before the end of the month, so we don't go bankrupt. And now we are going to enter our first... Come again? It auto-resolved, unfortunately. It seems that there's an auto-resolve, or perhaps it did not auto-resolve, but rather the business owner agreed to pay protection money. So, now we can actually pick our crew. We have to use Hound, as she was the one starting this operation. She has a high level, but she is tired. We can take 2 further people. I'm going to take Mojo. Hello Velek. And this is an extraordinarily active evening today. Thank you for coming, everyone. Again, this is Company of Crime, a turn-based tactics game featuring the Yurugang, a straight gang consisting entirely of young ladies. And I will take Slingshot, one of our new characters, the Waldo lookalike, on this job. So I imagine she will get a level. The other ones might as well. They are fairly high. This is a 2-floor building, marked ground floor and first floor. Is this the way that floors are marked in Britain? I think in America they would be first and second. Erdgeschoss und erste Geschoss is also the way that they would be described in German. Other than that, I think most European languages describe the ground floor as the first floor. In German, the first floor, that is the second floor, is actually more fully called the erste Obergeschoss, so the first upstairs, in which form it is easier to understand why it might be called the first floor. We are now actually committing a crime for the first time in this stream, and perhaps for the first time that some viewers are seeing this. We have to knock out the target, the owner of this business. Where he or she is, I do not know. But we will try to move on to take positions.
I'm on it.
And then steal this marked bag here on our first move. I think the boss will most likely be upstairs, so once we start the fight, it will be the first move of the second. Second turn. Ah, they have been alerted. But I think this is not yet the start of the brawl. That looks like the boss. Let's go punch him. XCOM robber scene. Yes. Seems like a good way to describe it. Here I am going to take this.
Oi, I've got something here.
Some loot. The brawl has begun, but it doesn't seem like the others are willing to fight just yet. Now I have to find out, or maybe just look at the settings, how to change the claws. This is actually the first time that I have run into this problem in this game. There are not a huge amount of multiple floor buildings in this game. Move up. Up. Alright, that is fine.
Last one that buys the round.
Time to punch. Actually, honestly, the new girl could have just stayed downstairs. I don't think the two girls in the toilet are going to be very active in the punching business. But it might be. Let's stay here, and once the fighting starts, we can use her to attack. I'm going to use the grappling option. With the new girl. She was able to grab him from behind. Now... unfortunately, there is not enough space to actually attack the boss. So, I goofed a little bit. You have to attack characters that are bound from a specific direction. However, I'm going to kick this girl against the wall, and she will be knocked out by this one kick. Oh no, this is the boss. I thought the guy with the bowler hat was the boss. Well, in any case, we have to punch everyone. Picked up a wallet. This was an evidence mechanic. So if I had not picked this up, the police would have more information about us, which of course is something that we do not want to happen. Again, some picking, some tying. Up, he was able to attack. Unfortunate. That was hit with the bottle. I thought it was throw something. Hitting with the bottle is fine as well. Throwing would have been number 5. Some of the symbols are not perhaps quite transparent. But luckily, until now I have not had huge problems with the difficulty of this game. And in any case, I'm not playing at a massive difficulty level. The fight downstairs, we have a throw into a wall, which we can use to throw this girl into the wall, causing massive damage, the game says. Apparently so. That was more than 10 points of damage. We can use Hound to stop this guy while he's running downstairs. Can't tie him, but it is always possible to throw. Might not be an excellent idea to throw things with the with slingshot. She's her special ability for her character class is actually to use this kind of special attacks. Do you ever get firearms? We do get firearms. I actually do have some, I think. At least I started to buy some last week, but I'm not quite sure if we ever actually managed to buy them. Firearms are single-use items, so if you get a firearm and don't and use it in a fight, you have to get rid of it because it's a hot item. The piece of evidence that you have to get rid of. So until now, I have only used the kind of weapons that have been available on location, which have not been particularly useful. I found that just punching has been the most useful way of attacking. We were able to steal a bottle of whiskey. Not a massive amount of loot, but we of course get money as well. Mojo has been wounded. Hound has been fatigued. Slingshot got off relatively well, relatively free. Unfortunately, she did not gain a level. So now we are making money, and we would like to get the residential district. This would let us lose some heat. Unfortunately, our heat is high. We would like to get rid of it, if anything. Let's see if we have an event that could rid us of some of our notoriety. I don't think that is ever the case. Here we have some heat removal. But this is personal heat. Our gang heat is here up top, and some of the characters can be particularly wanted by the police, which unfortunately or fortunately none of them are right now. We can use, we can bribe a journalist to attempt to get rid of some of our heat, which seems like a good idea. Another way to get rid of heat is just to wait around. Although the level of heat loss is relatively slow. But as long as we are making a profit, of course, it is entirely possible for us to just lay low. Although that is not as much fun as punching fellow criminals, of course. We have lost a nice amount of heat, but I think we need some more. Rabbit on the job again.
199 broadcasting from the North Sea. 7 days a week.
There's a police raid on the Duke of York. I think we might have to actually fight this time, and I don't think that. Unfortunate, I have forgotten to level up Mojo and Hound. And Mojo, Rabbit is away. She can't get caught. Let's use Devil. It's going to be a bit of a difficult battle, I imagine. We have to collect evidence and escape. It seems that the evidence is not far away from us. But there is a police individual, I think a police woman, trying to keep us from gaining the evidence. In that case, time to go on the offensive. This is Hound, still. I find the team indicator here on the bottom left a little bit difficult to use. I keep thinking that the person on top is the one selected, but in fact the person being selected is the one who is slightly indented to the right. is not always immediately obvious to me. Now we are dealing with the devil. And of course, Mojo is our brain. Although the character class's name suggests that she would be some kind of a mastermind, it appears that she is at her best while using ranged weapons. She is also cowardly, so if she gets attacked or is involved in a fight, she will get scared. We have two flying helmets. We do not want to have any flying helmets, ideally. This is a bit of an indication of the bugs that plague this game. It is unfortunately not particularly well programmed. I think I'm going to try to escape. Burn the evidence. I'm going to make a fighting save here. I don't know if we are supposed to burn the evidence and leave the scene, or are we supposed to do one of these two? The police is doing a good job stopping us from moving. Anyway, Mojo is actually at her best when she's throwing things around, which has led me to think of a sort of backstory for her, as she is dressed like a normal person, is called a brain, and obviously enjoys throwing ashtrays at people. I have begun to imagine her as a disgruntled office worker who, after working... we can't actually brace for it, so we have a bit of a problem here. Let's see if we can take this one out. Probably not. No. Well, time to punch. I keep getting distracted by the events of the game. I'll kick. There is an invisible policeman here as well. Unfortunate. This police. Yes, we can't move in front of him or he will try to arrest us. Here the policeman has made a mistake. He was trying to escape from in front of our characters without bracing himself. So instead of... oh no, Mojo has been arrested. Let's see if we can... We might be able to rescue her if we are able to punch out all of these invisible policemen. Time to kick. He's out. My imagination of Mojo is that she spends her days at work biting her lip and trying to doing her best not to get angry at work for fear of being fired or other social consequences. And then after work, goes to her after-work job as a notorious criminal, and just lets it loose entirely. Just throwing ashtrays at every rockabilly policeman, mafioso, and drug dealer that she can find, get her hands on. Two girls have been arrested. Fortunately, our most powerful combatant is still free. Hopefully she will be able to defeat these police. That was a pretty good hit. What do we need? We need to... Yeah, let's release... Nope. That was a mistake. But we can release our friend. What are we talking about here? Yep. Release devil and punch the policeman. Now we are again facing 2-on-1 odds in our favor. So let's punch. Some judo. And some punches. We defeated the police, but some more police have arrived, so it appears that we cannot actually win just by beating everyone up. We have to escape. The question remains whether or not we have to burn the evidence, or if we can just run away with it. If we have to burn the evidence, I don't actually know how to do it, which is a bit difficult. I just bribe them. It doesn't seem like these are corrupt police individuals. They certainly seem to be too interested in punching us to take any bribes.
Got it covered. Last one out buys the round.
So if anyone in the audience watched the anime series Hitsuki no Chaika, I think translated as something like the Coffin Princess.
Going?
There was also a character in this series, Frederica, who was the kind of Chaika on the front page. I see you are another aging individual, my dear. It's a fantasy adventure, but there's a character who let's see what happens. Who also enjoys just punching. I was reminded of her one day while remembering some of the events of this game. There's a funny sequence where the main character is having some sort of a breakdown, and his childhood friend slaps him to break him out of his funk. And then Frederica gets excited at the prospect of punching people, runs up, and then 1-2 punches the main character, almost punching him out. It's kind of a similar cathartic feeling as with some punk music. There's a Less Than Jake song that I enjoy that I think catches the same kind of cathartic just punch everyone mentality. Let's go something like one hand on the wheel, the other out the window, with a smile on my face, my middle finger up. One hand on the wheel, the other out the window, smile on my face, my middle finger up on the hoop, and so on. Punching your problems away is very valid in anime. Fortunately or unfortunately, not in reality. Of course, if punching problems was an option in reality, this kind of media in music or in television would not have the kind of cathartic effect as it does. So, we are now leveling up. We can, for each level up, we can pick from 2 skills for each character. Either for the bouncer character class, at level 5 we can get 1 stamina armor. I think this means that 1 point of stamina damage, so punches, will simply be absorbed per attack. Or you can retaliate, in which case missed enemy attacks lead to a counter attack on our part. I think Hound is absurdly aggressive enough to warrant this move. Mojo, our brain, is also at level 5 now. She can get a nut kick, kicking enemies in the genitals, or she can automatically knock out an enemy from behind. Having just laid out this imaginary backstory for Mojo, I think nut kick is the one she would have, without any question. I'll take chloroform for the next brain. It'll be good enough. Here, Devil is a newer member. We already have a throw over table. And so I'll take Solid Feet, which gives us brace for status when we end a turn facing an enemy. So after attacking an enemy, we can run away immediately or afterwards without any problems. Good for hit and runs. Now let's try to get our heat back again a little bit. Everyone is fully rested. Our influence has increased considerably. Unfortunate, that's what was not the effect we wanted. There are two possible random effects from this bribe job. One of them is to get more influence. Unfortunately, we were already at max influence. This didn't help us. Or we might have lost a number of heat, which would have been the better possibility. But perhaps that was enough for now. Perhaps we can perhaps we can find a journalist to bribe on the other side. Let's send our new brain Looney on this job. And if I don't wait past the heads up, eliminate all in heads up. A random encounter, I imagine. Looney is busy. Let's take Razor, the cat's eyeglass weirdo. So now we have two torturers with their special attacks and one bouncer who is just very good at punching. Another two-story building. This seems to be a common theme for this part of town. So we have to eliminate all enemies, 6 of them.
Sure.
So we would 3 against 6. We would like to have
I'll get around to it.
our troops relatively well positioned for this, and preferably not be attacked from behind while we're doing this. Oh, this is another gang that is attacking us. And I unfortunately misunderstood in which direction we are supposed to go in. It seems that I have gathered my gang at the entrance to a closed business, where we should actually be moving in this direction. Well, as long as the fighting has not begun, this shouldn't be a problem. Let's just have the girls jump over this Vespa again.
Shake a leg.
If some of the newer viewers are wondering why actually I'm referring to the gang as girls and why all of the characters actually are women, this is part of the narrative conceit for this series, as the Yurugang is supposed to be unfortunate. I ran into a trap here. A lemon head. I don't know what a lemon head is. I wonder if this is some kind of slang. Oh no. That was a knee kick. Now our bouncer is not able to move for a few moves. Hopefully we will be able to get rid of this individual downstairs before this Does that girl have a gun? Oh, it seems that I might have bungled this encounter a little bit. I'm not getting the kind of overwhelming force that I might have liked to have for this fight. This game gave me XCOM vibe with gang instead of aliens. I'm not surprised. The how unfortunate. I think mechanically it will be extremely similar to the XCOM games. I haven't actually played an XCOM game since UFO Enemy Unknown, which was the European title of the original XCOM game. Unfortunately, some of the later installments have made everything even more confusing than it might have been before with the name change. As originally, the first game was called UFO Enemy Unknown in Europe, and XCOM UFO Defense, I think, in North America. And it was possible to differentiate between the first, to explicate between the games by using the subtitle. Unfortunately, the subtitle Enemy Unknown has been reused for one of the new XCOM games, which makes everything a little bit more difficult. I also played XCOM 2 Terror from the Deep, but I never particularly enjoyed it. I think that was a relatively common experience for players of that game. I think it had some kind of an almost game-breaking bug with the difficulty settings, so you were extremely likely to accidentally give yourself the maximum difficulty, which might have had something to do with the fact that I did not enjoy it. Who knows? Entirely possible. Instead of getting distracted the whole time, I really should be thinking of a plan. Just meeting these Jamaicans head on in this punch out against the odds seems like a bad idea. I probably actually shouldn't be doing this. Let's try to have a haymaker hit. It was quite nice to have a haymaker hit. Let's see if I can trade places. No, I can't trade places. Slingshot is already... Is she tired? Why is she out of business? Who knows? But it appears to be time to punch. He is out. Can he be out? He is not out. I'm going to wrestle him. No. Oh. She's out of control. We can't control her, but she will be attacking everyone indiscriminately. Oh. She's out. I'm going to pick up a Knuckle Buster. This is a name that I'm not familiar with, but I will proceed to use the Knuckle Buster. We will lose it at the end of this encounter, but that's honestly not a problem for me. I'm going to punch this Lemonhead into another gang member. Hopefully doing some damage against both of them. He had a Webley. Is this a Webley? A revolver, I mean. It seems to be. Did anyone figure out what Lemonhead meant? I don't think so. I certainly didn't. It might be some kind of authentic 60s slang. I have no idea. This man appears to have a machete, which is unfortunate for us. Fortunate for us is that we just picked up a revolver. And I am going to use the revolver. Speaking of guns, unfortunately the guns failed to actually hit anyone. So, she can only kick this one. Well, a kick is a kick. What can I do? Knee kick. I could immobilize this guy, but I don't think it will help. Time to hit with a knuckle buster. Well, it seems like we have turned this into a gunfight. Oh no. Seems all of the yardies do have guns. So it might have been a mistake on my part to turn this into a gunfight when everyone fighting against me is actually capable of attacking me from a distance. Something that I am not capable of doing. Fortunately, the battle is progressing relatively well. At this rate, we might actually win. Hopefully, this gunfight does not have too bad of an effect on us. You know, I'd like to see what's happening. Maybe turning the camera a bit will help. This might be better. A bit of a mistake here. I did not want to move for this attack, but it's not a problem. You have to be careful of the square that you have highlighted. You are going to attack from that square. So, 5 down. I could reload my gun. I think my gun is... escalating this to a gunfight has at least attracted more attention from the police, which is of course unfortunate for us. But as long as this guy keeps running past us, we might be able to survive. The cops are here. Oh. You see, I think they actually shot one of our girls dead. This is unfortunate. I would, of course, prefer not to have any casualties on this job, but well, surprise attacks. Anything can happen. There's a policeman. Fortunately, he is far away enough that we can actually just run away. Number 8. We knocked out 6 people, lost one of our own. And here we are getting rid of the hot weapons. This is why I haven't really taken guns to our jobs before. We just lose them. And if we buy them, we lose an awful lot of money. Unfortunate that Devil was the one to be shot. I liked her design, and she was relatively high level. Now we have to find a new gang member to recruit. Here's a male bruiser whom of course we will not be recruiting. We will get Crush Wendy Buchanan. Looks similar enough. Another smoker. And then some leveling. A lucky shot or hard-headed, being immune to blindness and being stunned. I'm going to take Lucky Shot. The original crew is has been very aggressive until now, and I'm going to keep the original crew extremely aggressive and maybe try out some more thoughtful approaches with the other characters. If we get a scrap and go, we will be able to lose some more heat. So this will be a nice job for some of our members to take on. The journalist has been bribed. And we lost heat. Extremely good. It was exactly what we wanted. However, our finances are not in a particularly good situation, so let's save on the money a bit. Let's use the new characters and Razor. She could use... I don't think she's actually going to get a level. Let's check out the other girls. Is anyone on the verge of getting a level? Not really. Then, let's take Razor as a... as the weirdest looking girl. She's seems like a natural teacher for the new members. So, the owner is at the desk. We might have to fight these individuals, and for that eventuality, I'm going to actually leave at least one character outside here.
Sure, whatever.
They are alerted. There's some loot inside. We're going to have to steal some of that, of course. Always punch, always steal. I think letting the new girls gang up on the people outside will be a good idea. And have Razor surprise attack the owner.
Oi, I've got something here.
She got loot. Very good. The employees are hostile. Let's wrestle her, if possible, if it was possible. And now let's hope that I didn't bungle the positioning. I did bungle the... No, I did not bungle the positioning. We are able to attack, although not necessarily hit anyone. There's an awful lot of positioning going on with this game. If you wanted to actually do a good job playing this, which I would not self-identify as, I think I'm probably doing a poor to mediocre job of this game. You would, of course, use the positioning and the special attacks to your greatest advantage. Unfortunately, I don't know what the greatest advantage is, so I just punch. In the hope that the narrative of the Yurugang just punching their way through London is funny enough to keep the interest of the viewing public. Here we can throw. Let's throw.
Sit the fuck down.
I think she's out. Seems fine. That civilian is not an enemy. There's some loot. There are actually 3 pieces of loot in this area. That is very good. I think letting the non-Razor girls take the shots will probably be a good idea. I think I am under the impression that that's the way. They gain experience. So Have Looney take some more money. And then start on the escape. And then have Crush punch this girl. Hopefully gaining some experience in punching. Is she wearing capris? I don't think there's a real zoom function in this game, unfortunately. It's not particularly well programmed, I would say. Oh, intercepted. Oh. Why did one of our crew members have a photograph with us? Very disconcerting. Girls, you should not take photos with you on jobs. That is a bad idea. This time we succeeded immediately because there were no cops after us. If there are police after us, we have to manually leave. Otherwise, we just win. Any levels gained? Yes. Crush got a level. Looney did not. Looney, Crash is also tired. Let's level her. Oh. To those who were present at the previous Company of Crime stream last week, I made some changes in my recording settings in order to make an attempt to fight the loud noises coming from my PC fans. They seem to have worked in a short test recording, but I hope they did in reality. And some of you might notice or might not notice. So, here's a restaurant. I think I'm going to actually let some time pass. We are currently losing money. No, we can't actually let a lot of time pass. We are going to have to take some action. We need money. I'm going to export the Jerk and Poster restaurant with some of the classic characters. We have 6 characters available. Is someone out of business? Yes. Slingshot has been wounded. I did not notice this. She has to actually take some time off. And then we can extort. This time giving Looney the job. Perhaps she will be able to do it, perhaps not. In any case, Slingshot will be available for this job. Fortunately. The healing times appear to be quite short. Perhaps because nobody is getting seriously wounded. Perhaps not. Let's take the new girls. All of them. I imagine many of them will be able to level up. So, this is the kind of a building where you can actually enter upstairs without starting a fight. The only area you cannot attack is the other back rooms. I think this was actually a pub, so the upstairs must be a dining area. So it makes sense that you would be able to enter it without scaring anyone. The boss is down here. We are going to not yet steal anything. We'd like to begin the fight when we punch the boss. There's some stealing to do. Some waitresses, whom we will of course punch. There's a lot of girl-on-girl punching going on in this game. Everyone's going to the toilet. Unfortunately, the men's room is not a safe haven from the Yurugang. Unfortunately for them, it is it keeps us from seeing where they are. You see, bonus 3, we got a nice attack bonus from punching him against the wall.
And stay down.
It's a nice punch, and then again punching against the wall. This is what you're supposed to do. Not that I often do it, of course. I think there was a waitress back here. Where is she? I can't see her. Perhaps she's gone into the back room. Yes, she has gone into the back room. Boss is giving orders. We could use our brain to give orders as well. A mechanic that I have not made good use of. Let's see if I can headbutt. Let's show it off. He is now disoriented. That's good for us, and I'm going to kick her, knocking her out. So, in this case, it's a wash. There isn't actually any difference whether or not she's she was disoriented or not. She ended up being knocked out anyway. The brain also has some, crowd control actions. She could try to enrage the enemy. I don't think this is useful for us at the moment. Or she could help our own gangsters stay calm, which also doesn't appear to be very useful at this moment. So here we go. This waitress made a mistake, running past whoever that is. That was slingshot. I'm going to... Nope. Threatening her is not going to do anything useful. At most she would run away, and she is already running away. So, to be honest, I don't see any particular gain in this. Let's have some judo moves. And see if we can punch out the boss. Yes. We have dropped an item somewhere. I don't know where. I think over there. Or that might be some loot. Now, I'm going to try insulting this extremely tired, almost punched out waitress. You see that she makes a very British hand gesture, which someone in the audience might be able to understand, some might not. That's a rude one. And she makes a mistake and gets punched in the temple. Yes, the paper note was one of our pieces of evidence. It seems that the evidence tends to get dropped during combat encounters. We looted 1 unit of ganja. 2 of new girls are wounded, and they also did not level. Let's level the one who did, and then send them off to have a bit of a holiday. Order. This is the move that gives an accuracy bonus towards the targeted person. We have that for Mojo already. Swapping places can become useful. I'm going to take that one for Looney. Also, of course, partly because nobody has that yet, so it's something new to experiment with. So, we are once again making money. I'm going to try bribing the journalist again, hopefully bringing our heat a little bit lower. I've been working on lowering our heat this entire stream, and I have not actually made any notable progress with it. But it appears that this is a relatively difficult process. Of course, I don't think I made any actual steps towards our influence has increased. This will be useful in the tower hamlets, but in general is not particularly useful. I would very much like to have my heat lowered. As I keep getting distracted, last time I didn't really take any steps to manage my heat. So really, it's a consequence of my bungling of this, ignoring this game mechanic and bungling my game that the heat is this high. And of course, the gangsters are attacking us the entire time. Getting some extra heat. They took over the jerk and posse. We are now losing money. This is not a situation that we want to be in. I'm going to wait up the journalist, and after that it's time to attack. Let's see what kind of an effect this has. Heat has been reduced. Very good. Now it's time to go on the attack. Let's beat them up. I think beating up is the mechanic that actually lets us take over locations from other gangs. I have used this mechanic already, but I forgot. There is sort of an overarching plot involving the siblings Ali and someone. Characters from the tutorial, and who I think are the characters that we are technically playing. We take the classic fighting crew. The overarching plot seems to mostly be gaining influence in the town. So an actual written story doesn't appear to be there, but there are story missions, and technically there is we are playing a story campaign, but it's not very story heavy.
Give me a moment.
Less so than the modern XCOM games, I'd say. Perhaps comparable to the old XCOM games, as the way that I remember them, at least, there was actually quite little actual story going on. You had the rough story of the of XCOM fighting the alien menace, but other than that, I don't think there was that much to go around.
Oh, I've got something here.
So really, the story of this playthrough of Company of Crimes will basically be the story that I make up for the Yurugang. And until now, I have mostly made up a backstory for Mojo. So either Mojo is now the main character, or the invented story is a bit weak. I'm going to hopefully finally manage to actually use the binding mechanics. Not kick. He will be disoriented after this. Apparently not kick can again only be used directly from the front, and as these two are grappling diagonally, I would have to be inside the back room to actually make use of it. So, just punch. It's always worth it just to punch. He is close enough to the wall that he should take some extra damage. I'm not sure if he did, actually. What do we have here? I'm going to heave him to this side. Hopefully giving him enough damage. Oh no. This was a mistake. It's a hippie. Why is a hippie attacking us? Mods, I can understand. Mods were kind of a fashion subculture of the 60s. So this is something like like a hip hopper or hipster. A hipster would most likely not be attacking anyone, I imagine. I don't think they have a reputation as a particularly aggressive subculture. But a hippie seems particularly unlikely to be involved in any kind of punch-outs. I have used all of my movement skills. Ideally, I would throw the mod into the hippie. I don't think that's possible, so I'm just going to try punching the hippie. Successful, followed by punching the mod. Exactly what kind of clothes mods wore and what kind of music they listen to are not quite clear to me. Now there's only the boss to go.
Last one out, buys the round.
Time to get everyone in the stairs. This would be an extremely bad idea if it was actually... If there were any more... What's up with her? Why isn't she up? It's still the previous turn. Now, if there was some kind of an explosive mechanic or something to that effect, being stuck here in the stairs would be an extremely bad idea. As we are punching a single person, it's probably not any kind of a problem. I can't seem to kick the boss for some reason. So let's try to immobilize. Now we can only immobilize him from behind. That is not what we want. So punch.
When I get around to it, cheers.
I'm doing quite a bad job at positioning. Hopefully I can actually toss something. No. I'm doing an extremely poor job with the positioning. Thankfully the AI is also doing an extremely poor job of using its actual moveset as giving this bonus to hit doesn't actually do anything at this point, because there's nobody that could benefit from this. Pick him, and there's a bull rush, which apparently we also can't use. Seems that there's an awful lot of movement mechanics that I'm not familiar enough with to actually make good use of them. Now let's cheer him just for fun. And he's knocked out.
Got it covered. Last one out, buys the round.
I'm not quite sure why exactly Mojo has this yellow belly trait. I don't know if she gained it as the result of something else, or did she start with it?
Short move.
I guess it gives her sort of gap moe. She's a character who gets inordinately angry at people in her life and wants to bash everyone, but is socially unable to at work, and actually quite cowardly when it comes to actually being on the receiving end of beatings. So, not
You don't have to tell me twice.
not a particularly heroic person.
Coppers, outside!
Fortunately, we are in the position to just escape without any further considerations. 95. Seems like nobody got a level. Unfortunate. We got a message from them. Didn't actually make much of a profit here. Maybe we need to menace them? Ah. We don't have enough fear in this part of town. And this is where the actual game mechanics start heating up. Hopefully we'll be able to actually commit both of these crimes so close to each other. Hound is going to take more time to heal than usual. It's unfortunate. But I think we should have enough characters to take these actions in any case. The Yardi gang are the Jamaicans that we had a gunfight with. The Uccisore are the Italians who, according to the text given to us, should be classic mobsters, wearing suits, that kind of thing. But they don't appear to be. They seem to be another street fashion gang, as the other ones were. I have to say, until now, the rockabillys that we fought during the first part of the game in Yurugang were the most iconic enemies up until now. We have 2 items to steal. One of them is in the back room, one of them is here. I'm going to see if I can steal one item without... No. It doesn't matter. The hippie is going into the toilet. The tank attacks us anyway. I'm just going to use 2 characters to fight him. And then use a 3rd character to steal this item while the fight is going on. We don't actually have to defeat anyone, technically. But stealing these things without fighting anyone at the same time seems quite difficult. I'm just going to gang up on this tank. Oh, I thought I didn't move through his area of control. Well, time to not kick. He is now disoriented, and while he is, Mojo is going to steal this item and get scared. Oh. Being disoriented doesn't seem to have slowed this tank down a lot. Let's see if we can... Yes, we will be able to grapple him. Unfortunately, not successfully. So... time to punch him from every direction. Hopefully taking him out. I would be able to wrestle him, but there's nobody around to attack him while he is being wrestled. So, yeah, haymaker, which misses, unfortunate, and a punch, which misses. I did not use the kick because it would have kicked him into Mojo, and both of them would have taken some hits, which is Not something we want. The hippie has enraged one of our characters, so it seems that we won't be able to escape quite as easily. See if I can calm crush down. Time out. Calm down, mate. Yeah, she is now calm. Let's punch. Let's punch. Pick up an item. Wrestle. While the enemies are wrestled, they take extra damage. Unfortunately, taking extra damage does not guarantee being hit. The missions are randomly generated. There is a constant location for each of these actions. So this location will always have this layout, but it is a procedurally generated encounter, and quite a simple one. Actually, one of the more common complaints about this game is that it's very repetitive, which has not been a problem for me yet, but I can see why someone would say that. But if you enjoy playing the game, and if you can make enough fun for yourself to go with the repetitive fights, then you can have fun. There are special story events, although I have only seen 2 or 3 of them so far. They aren't particularly common. There will probably be one more for the Tower Hamlets, the part of town that we are currently in. There were, I think, two for Newham. They're just, huge brawls. They involve the main characters as well, Ali and her brother, who we usually don't see. Heads up, Frenchless. This is House of Ill Repute. Language lessons are apparently, or have been traditionally, a common euphemism for all sorts of lewd activities, both paid and unpaid. What we are going to do is beat some people up here. No. Let's coerce ownership, because we want to make some long-lasting gains here. Here's an extortion job at the laundromat. So this will be, I think we attacked the laundromat once already, so this will be the same place. I am going to use the... Let's see if I can come back to this. No. I keep forgetting to level up. The thing is that if you have not leveled up, then the characters will not gain any experience, which is unfortunate. It has increased hit chance and damage with guns. No, I think. Let's take that one. And throw over the table. Now we have lost the job that I was working on. I think that was extortion here. We do want to extort them again, since extortion is our main way of getting money. Hound is healed. considering the somewhat weak story elements of this game, perhaps it would make some sense to make a concerted effort to build up a build up some characterization for the other characters as well. I'll have to try to think. As I'm sure many of you have noticed, I keep getting distracted by the actual gameplay. And for this reason, I hope that you enjoy the gameplay, as I don't think I'm even particularly funny. But I will make an attempt to
No need to ask twice.
keep focus on actually talking about something else than the mechanics of the game.
Don't have to tell me twice.
So who we are? Lonely Rabbit. Rabbit is an older character. He's our smuggler. Unfortunately, am I in the wrong building again? Ah, no. I just had to scroll in the other direction than I expected.
No need to ask twice.
It seems that the characterization for someone, possibly Looney, will be having a very poor sense of direction. These are both employees. I don't know if they are enemies. This is a consistent problem with this I have with this game. I can't tell who's an enemy and who's not before the actual fighting begins.
Got it covered.
I think the employees probably are enemies since we are attacking a place of business. Yes, that was correct. So, it was quite a good move to consolidate my characters at this location. So what can we do? Not an awful lot actually, but I can swap places with this character and now I will be able to grapple her. Excellent. Using my small brain for some actual strategic... Not using my small brain for actual strategic thought. As we have to attack the victim being bound from the side or the front, and of course the front is the other way around. One side is blocked by the boxes and one side is blocked by this. What kind of business is this again? Honestly, what kind of office lady is this? I don't know. Well, no matter what kind of an office job she has, she is going to get punched. Can you move through the doodads? Under some circumstances. Oh no, oh no, oh no. I can move over tables, chairs, mopeds, possibly also beds, but unfortunately not in this case. I have to wonder what kind of a parallel universe this story takes place in, where all of the office ladies are this capable and willing to just start punch outs. It seems that our girls aren't the only ones into unofficial martial arts in this cultural milieu. We seem to have appeared in some kind of is disoriented. Lost my thought again. Keeps happening. I can remember the idea I had, but not the joke. Unfortunately, I was going for some kind of joke comparable to Girls on Panzer. Cute girls doing cute things. Anime series where the cute girls are driving tanks. So this seems to be the kind of a world where the good girls will be punching everything that moves. Perhaps some kind of a world with reversed
Got it covered.
social expectations, where girls are the ones who get into street fights, the way that young men stereotypically engage in this sort of. What did I forget to do? Actually, I failed to do something. I don't know what. I wasn't paying enough attention. I hope someone else was. The extortion is about to happen. Was it a robbery? It might have been a robbery and I forgot to steal anything. Well, amusing in itself. This is very in character for this gang of clowns. This might be another piece of the puzzle. The Yurugang is actually not in the game for actually making money, and rather they want to be involved in street fights for amusement purposes, but end up taking part in robberies because that's the socially acceptable way to just punch people. This is an extremely simple assignment. We just have to punch the boss. I don't think I can bungle this one. Honestly, it's easier to discount it as a robbery than a mad rampage of mad damsels. Seems legit. That's an extremely plausible reason for them to do it. Just punch and steal, punch and steal. Let's see if we cannot hit this civilian from behind. Yes, yes. We cannot hit this civilian from behind. And it was Mojo doing it. How fitting. How fitting. Just punch. Or, in this case, just kick. Like how you must premeditate a killing by stealing a few coins. I can imagine that happening. Especially with organized crime. Masking their crimes as different kinds of crimes. I can heave to side. Unfortunately, not to a side where I want to have him. So let's push kick him first. We'll take a nice hit from that. And then heave him to the side. And a bit out of the game. So we can focus on the other ones. But particularly this one, who keeps getting kicked by young ladies. He got kicked in the balls and now he got kicked in the side of the chest. Kidney shot perhaps. No, the boss will not be taken out, so let's start punch out with between a weirdo dressed in a bizarre. It seems like a kind of a plastic sleeveless dress. Who knows? Weird. Who can Mojo kick? the boss.
Sit the fuck down. Police coming.
Take a few puffs on a cigarette. Hit a few guys.
Oh, I've got something here.
De-stress a little bit. There's nothing to throw, but she cannot kick this office lady as she does not manage to hit her.
And slide down.
Imagined a office lady fighting circuit, kind of a fight club for disgruntled office ladies, which would certainly fit extremely well into this world of punch girls that I've thought up for this game. Unfortunately, I think it does not or will not fit into the mechanics of this particular game. Oh. Unfortunately, I have to remember to steal everything first, because we just won when we punched everyone out. It was not necessary to run away. I think Razor looks like the kind of person. Oh, it was Slingshot, I think, here along with us. Both of them basically have the same clothes. It's just that oh no, Slingshot was already healing. It's just that they have a different material. No, wait. It must have been Razor with us. He seems to have a sort of a plastic material, and Slingshot has something that looks like a carpet. Since this is the 60s, it's likely to be some kind of synthetic fiber in any case. But perhaps a little less synthetic than the one that Razor likes to wear. The Yardi Posse. It seems that there isn't much of a counter-attack mechanic in this game. The enemies attack, and after they beat up some of our employees, we just have to go and beat up some of their employees. So, time to burgle Jerk and Posse once again. Let's take the new characters. The short hair gang in the B team. Actually, let's I think Rabbit also has short hair, but other than that, I think the A team is largely composed of long-haired girls. Steal items. 3 items to steal. There's a hippie. Where is the 3rd item? I think we will actually have to fight these, the hippie and the civilian. Is there? The third item is upstairs. So let's fight the hippie. I don't think she's alert yet. She might be alert now. Yes, she is alert now. But luckily she misses, and we are able. And judging by the grunt, that was not a she. Well, tough luck. We are a bunch of she's, so it makes sense that we would assume everyone else is as well.
Don't have to tell me twice. Oh, I've got something here.
Some more loot. Let's try to take a look at the hippie. No, it appears that she is in fact a she and is quite busty, which I might not have immediately expected of hippies who go around punching people. But perhaps this is entirely normal in this world. It certainly seems that a lot of our characters have some fairly impressive upper body strength. That was a mistake.
Someone called the bobbies.
That is definitely a lady. Let's kick her. And she's out.
Got it
I
covered.
think I've actually pretty much... I have dropped a piece of evidence here, so I'm going to get it.
What's that?
And then start on running away.
Sure thing.
We don't actually need to punch any of the civilians. I will be quite satisfied having stolen everything and punched out all of the
When I get around.
gangsters opposing us.
Okay, give me a moment.
Are the police approaching? They are. But I hope that I will be able to run away before that happens. Not going to escape yet. He might need help.
Leggy, Bobby's outside. Going.
Try not to have her arrested. We can take a few punches, but if the coppers can attack us from behind, we will be in quite some danger. So, run away. Run away. And we have succeeded. We only stole money, no ganja or whiskey. Slingshot has been wounded again. She's quite a glass cannon, unfortunately. What do we need? It must have been the coerced ownership that I bungled earlier when I had forgotten to level anyone up. Maybe let's start it on that again. Slingshot needs some time at the safe house once again. And we are going to bribe the journalist, hoping to lose some heat. Let's put Razor on it. She doesn't seem particularly gregarious, but I want to use Rabbit for a job once in a while. We are still making the bare minimum of a profit. At some point we are going to actually have to work on the story that is beating up either the Italians or the Jamaicans. So, who do we want? We want Looney. She's the lowest level. And let's use Grass as well. We'll have a sort of a mixed A and B team through here. Rabbit seems very smug. How that could work into her character, I don't know yet. But I imagine that if I just keep thinking aloud, I have a better chance of first of remembering, and second of synthesizing some sort of a storyline out of these extremely vague ideas during the working week. That was certainly the way that the characterization of Mojo and this... Actually, the characterization of Mojo largely happens at work, and the characterization of this world of girl gangs have happened during the stream. So it is actually quite possible to have both sorts of development, this kind of development, both on and off game. So, what can we do? We can punch her into the table. The positioning is quite difficult. Ideally, I would trade places with her. I'm going to use Looney to change places. Then we have her in the middle. We picked up bookkeeping. What this practically means, I don't know. This means that we can attack this bookkeeper from behind. And now? Why can't we attack her? I have bungled the positioning once again in some way that I don't quite understand. But that's a good haymaker. Then just a normal punch. And this office lady is out. Maybe Looney can throw something? No, she cannot throw anything. Unfortunate. Well, let's move forward. The bookkeeper will be released in any case. Now she can be punched from behind and missed. And Looney can run off forwards looking for the third enemy. And there he is. That looks like a boss. He is a boss. A boss that hides in the toilet while his employees are having a fist fight with some gangsters. That's not the way bosses should act, but of course, it's not at all unrealistic for a boss. He did come out. That was a bad idea on his part. See if we can grapple him in some way. Yes. He should be attackable from the side. I'm going to gamble. If I can land a haymaker, yes, I can make a huge amount of damage. And now he is knocked out. This time I have not forgotten to do anything. Everything seems fine. Let us escape. And let's see if I can actually manage to make some story progress with some of the next moves. I'd have to actually attack some enemy gangs, which I have not succeeded in doing lately.
When I get around to it, jeez.
Rush has leveled up. With the exponential requirements for experience, the B team is catching up to the A team in strength. We have unlocked Sub Club. Let's see what we can lay low. So this is for those personal heat. If some character is particularly wanted by the police, they can hide in that house of ill repute. Headbang. This seems like a headbang on a table, which is something that I would quite like to do. Now then, What do we need to do to free this from the Italian gang? We have the possibilities of menace and beat up. Menacing a place will drive it out of business. If successful, criminal-owned location will become a neutral-owned location. So this is the kind of attack we are looking to do. Here the Italians only have 1 point, so perhaps they have fewer or weaker units there. So I'm going to use the B team for the restaurant and the A team for the flats. Our influence has increased. Unfortunate, once again, I actually wanted to get rid of some of my heat. On the bright side, at least our heat has not... this is an auto-resolve mission. I don't actually know how or why these auto-resolves happen. I'm just going to put in enough units that we are basically guaranteed success. Razor was wounded again. The torturers seem prone to be wounded. I hope Razor wasn't doing anything particularly intelligent at the moment. Level up Looney. The yellow belly is actually a skill. If the unit didn't attack, it will hunker down automatically, gaining half cover. I'd forgotten. Bandage allows bandages to be 3 times. Used 3 times instead of once. I have never used a bandage until now, but let's take it just for variety's sake. So Mojo covering after between fights is actually beneficial for her, but I'm not going to change my my mental perception of her. She is going to stay a cowardly attacker for me. Razor is not available. I'm not sure if Rabbit is actually useful for this. I'm going to get a Crush. She has come up to the same level. This is probably going to be a difficult battle. It seems like there will be up to 9 enemies here. So we will be fighting 3 against 9. We do need some relatively high level units. Time to go all out. I imagine the civilian. No, the Uchisura is an enemy, at least. This Himekat hippie is going to get some kind of a beatdown. The question is what kind of a beatdown will be best. Mojo is not able to swap places. I think I'm just going to start with the plain punch out, and let's see when the enemies arrive. Oh, I keep bungling these zones of control. If you directly attack, and if you run up to an enemy and attack them, there's no problem with that. You can just do it. However, if you run past someone, then they get an attack of opportunity on you. And in this case, I ran towards the hippie, but 1 square past her. So she was able to take an attack of opportunity at me. I'm going to throw someone into a wall. I can only throw the hippie into a wall. That is fine with me, provided I can punch her out this move. Not necessarily. How much? She has 4. She might, and she will get punched out.
You're out.
Hound has glasses, which of course is a potential idea for her characterization, but other than that, she doesn't really have any class president-like characteristics. So going that in that direction seems unproductive. I imagine that this hacker is not the computer hacker kind of hacker. I would expect her to hack people. This is a boss. We do not want her. No. Unfortunate. Another bungled move. Oh. The hacker was actually knocked out in one punch. So now we are left only with the boss, but an awful lot of people fighting the boss. Maybe putting oh, she pulled out a weapon. Oh, what is she hitting us with? What is that? It looks like a blackjack. Might be a blackjack. Who knows? Unfortunately, my attempt at the moving battle was not particularly successful. I will be able to not kick her. No, I was not able to not kick her. But mechanically, I would have been able to not kick her had she not blocked it. I imagine in that case it would have actually been a pubic bone kick, but functionally the same.
You don't have to tell me twice.
So we are actually doing a great job fighting these enemies. Except that... Are these enemies? No, these are civilians. We don't necessarily have to fight them. I think the ones we absolutely have to fight are upstairs. So we'll have to move a little bit carefully. I imagine the boss was the most powerful one. So, from that point of view, we should be fine. There is one enemy. We are still missing 2 enemies. I am going to go for a nut kick again. Classic Mojo. This man has been alerted, but he has also been hit in the balls. As tends to happen when interacting with Mojo. It seems that being disoriented... she can't move that far. Being disoriented clears up some of the zones of control and might actually be quite useful for many of the more advanced movement options. So it's even though, to be honest, I have been not picking everyone with Mojo for fun and characterization, it is also mechanically appropriate. can punch, but I cannot hit. However, I can bull rush. This ends up with hounds behind the enemies, and the extremely weak one punched out. Now we can use the head bang. I imagine his head will be banged on the wall. Yes. The heater would have been another possibility, of course. We can also heave him to the side, hitting another one. Can I? Yes, I can move behind and grab him. Unfortunately, no one is actually around to take advantage of this, but it's a move that keeps him out of the way for a little bit. Then it's time to wrestle. The mod is not capable of wrestling Mojo. Unfortunate for him, because that means that he will get punched a lot by Crush. Let's use the target. It won't do much help, of course, since this is the final enemy remaining. But just try it out. Why not?
Please come in.
I think someone's calling the police.
Sit the fuck down.
So now we did not drop any evidence, or we found it automatically. Now we just have to run away extremely quickly.
No need to ask twice. Sure thing.
Make a beeline. The police are far enough away that they will not arrive.
Got it covered. When I get around to it, jeez.
And everyone will be able to escape without any problems.
Going.
And here we are. We have menaced Bethnal Green's residential. I think the Uchisore are now relatively low on their controlled areas. Our objective is to own Tower Hamlets. I am actually going to keep up the offensive. We need to send Razor. Oh, she's already being healed. And then there are 3 locations that are filled with the Jamaicans. Some drug dealing. I don't think we have a particular beef with drug dealing, unlike traditional mafiosi. But just having an excuse to beat people up is what the Yurugang is always looking for. The Uchisura stole our money, 50 pounds of it. Not a lot of it. Although I have to wonder where the Uchisura are located at this time. Since to my knowledge they don't actually have any holdings in Tower Hamlets. Perhaps they are present in some other areas of the town. Having the rockers for the first. I'm going to use some mixed teams. I think probably all of these couple of these missions are relatively difficult. Where do we want to go? We have 4 enemies to punch. And there are 3 items to steal. I am going to try stealing those items. There's a lemon head. We still do not know what a lemon head is. Is that a generic insult? There's a boss. He seems to have a rifle. And there's a rude boy. And I think we are still missing one hostile.
Okay, give me a moment.
So let's not get
Sure, whatever.
too excited. The rude boy is moving away. Ah, well, here's the missing enemy. It seems that we won't be able to... No. I was severely mistaken. They are perfectly aware of where we are. And the lemon head came in and stabbed Crush in the eyes. Very unfriendly of him. Unfortunately, he does not appear to have any friends around, so we can just gang up on him. Unfortunately, this leads to Crush being available for action as well. Unfortunately, there are no... Oh, she is blinded. It's unfortunate, but fortunately she can at least kick. The lemon head is almost knocked out. It seems that the other enemies are not quite up to date on what's actually... No, there she comes. Let's see if we can toss the lemon head into the boss. Another office lady boss. In keeping with the theme of this. Looney is not able to do anything like that. He is capable of kicking the boss into the civilian. This will of course injure the civilian, which we do not necessarily need. But who cares? Honestly. They shouldn't be hanging around with this kind of street thugs if they did not want to take part in street fights. That's one unfriendly individual knocked out. Time to make a move on the boss. He had a Webley. I'm going to take it, but since nobody has actually used it, hopefully we will be able to keep it for the future. The last time that I started a gunfight, it went fairly poorly for us, so I'm not going to do that just for fun in the future. I don't really have any particularly useful special attacks available at the moment. An item? Now then, it's time to start stealing things. And now that we outnumber the enemies, I think we can fairly go on the offensive. Untouchable. That must be a skill that I've taken but promptly forgotten about. Rude boy. Well, Crush is a rude girl, but unfortunately being impolite is not enough to actually hit someone.
Found something.
Smooth punch kick, push kick. And then attack the road boy from behind. Then we will be able to actually surround him.
I'm gonna kill you.
Not actually fighting might have been a mistake on his part. Smuggler is also not making the best use of his time, as Crush will be able to make short work of almost every of the road boy without problems here. As well as the tank is punched. Rabbit is freed, but as she isn't much of a fighter, she doesn't have any useful special abilities. The smuggler characters seem to be faster than the other ones. They have, for example, Rabbit here has a free action move, which would certainly be useful in some circumstances, but not in the ones under which we are currently. There's only one way to escape, and we will take that way to escape.
Last one outside the round. Coppers, outside.
Coppers are where exactly? Unfortunately, Rabbit is... No, that was Crush. Rabbit is perfectly capable of taking a free move, but is already way up front.
Don't have to tell me twice.
There they are. Fortunately, they are not in time. The Yurugang makes its escape. Oh? Oh no, oh no. I accidentally used a shortcut. Unfortunately, the police did not enter this Webley Overwatch and were not shot at. I imagine that could have been quite bad for our heat. We have gained 10 pounds, a shotgun and an airgun. Because of the we don't. It seems that we don't actually even have to shoot the gun. I only overwatched with the Webley, and we still had to get rid of it. Fortunate. The Yardies are angry at us, perhaps unsurprisingly, but I think we will have time to get rid of them during this stream. They have 2 properties. So that's at least 2 punch outs before. We don't want to move in Rabbit. Let's take Hound actually. We have a relatively well-rounded team. This is a bar. 2 stories. Everyone should be on the first floor. Let's hope that that is indeed the case. Well, out of 4, it seems that we have already found 2. This is a good start. I am going to wrestle him from that side. If they do not manage to react, it should be a relatively good move. As we are able to attack from a number of directions, which means that both of the girls will be able to miss their punches. Well, at least we got a couple of extra points of damage in. Oh! Quite unfriendly of him. That's not the hand signal that I'm familiar with, but I have to imagine it's meant to be rude. I don't know if bellend is a common euphemism or dirty word in non-UK English-speaking countries, but it means the glans. That is the knob, the globulous part at the end of the penis. Time to kick. And then see what kind of a weapon we have. Well, the Webley will be, even if we don't use it, having it for the future will be nice. Ah, that was actually a free move. We still have 2 attacks, which is quite nice. At least if we manage to hit with some of them. Is that an enemy? That's an order. He seems like he wants to punch, but I have no idea why. Now we can punch kick these guys into each other. One of them is out, the other should take some damage. Let's grapple him from behind. And I think Slingshot will be able to attack from the front now. Yes. Time to steal. There's one more enemy here, the boss, with her gun. Fortunately, she... Oh no, she is. The sound effect sounded an awful lot like she was firing a gun, but I don't think the effect is consistent with that. I don't know what actually happened here. Time to steal. We can probably pick that up on the way back. Nope. Time to kick. I don't think she did actually took any extra damage, unfortunately. It seems like walls don't really count for the kicks. A failed provocation. And another useless marking. We will have absolutely no trouble with this. Who has a nice low level? Lune is 3, Slingshot is also 3. So it's a wash. Now then, time to run away. I still wonder why the order looks like he wants to fight but keeps running away. Maybe it's some slang again? What is an order anyway? An orderly is the kind of enforcer in in a hospital.
Go in.
Fortunately, we can just run away from in front of the policemen. One Billy and one airgun. I imagine a Billy is some kind of a club again. Why did we lose the Webley? We didn't even use it. Did one of them use it? I have no idea. 2 of ours were wounded. We are relatively down on the characters. We should coerce locals in Harengi. Oh, this seems like I think the grain skulls are story missions. So if anyone who was interested in story missions is still around, once I'm done consolidating a little bit here, we are going to go on a story mission. We are in desperate need of consolidating here. Almost all of our members are knocked out at the moment. Crush is back on the streets. 2 more days until our final menace is done, and then it's time for the story mission. Who is available? Razor is level 5. Crush is level 4. Honestly, this seems like a relatively good loadout. I'm going to save the level 5 18 for the story mission. They probably will be needed there. River Vet is a popular joint. It seems that the joint is being used very loosely here. I would not call a veterinarian's office a joint. I might call a bar a joint. That's a civilian. That's a yardie. What will be the best approach? There are 4 yardies. 3 on 4 should not be a problem. What might be a problem would be... That's a boss. I will use my free move
Got it covered.
to get behind her. There's another yardie. And, look at her. He has a gun as well. I hope that's an air gun. So, Looney grapples and Crush is going to take a pot shot. Hopefully a very successful one. Yes. Oh. The special attack sound effects are quite grotesque. I can see some players being turned off by these crunches. That guy's really badly off. Let's see what we can do. We can swap places with him. That will let both of our girls orient themselves out of this reception area. 2 moves. And they use a headbang against the wall, and then some kind of movement option. This seems fine. I think the tank took some extra damage as well, fortunately for us. That's not a very threatening gesture, I must say. Let's punch. She might be knocked out. She is knocked out. And then Rabbit does not yet have her free move available. But she will be able to steal this thing. And then possibly use her free move to get back in the fight. Another case of kicking guys into each other. To great effect. I might be able to get rid of this tank with a kick. Yes. And then it's time to gang up on this one. He makes some extremely bad moves, winning this fight for us by default. Do we have something more to steal? Yes, we have something more to steal. The police are not coming. Rabbit can just run away. One of the girls up front can steal that thing. And then escape through the front. Victory by Default reminds me of another classic piece of animated entertainment, Chroma High, Sekigake Chroma Koko, which was extremely popular when in its heyday. I don't know if younger audiences are familiar with it. It's a story of a normal student, I think a relatively good student, who through some sort of misunderstanding enters a high school for delinquents. And all sorts of crazy comedy activities ensue. We are done owning Tower Hamlets. Why this is relevant is, of course, the on the surface level, this delinquent connection. But if you look at my portrait down there on the right, the artistic intention of this was a mixture of imitating a self-portrait of a certain classical artist, which I ended up cutting down on a little bit. It doesn't look that like the self-portrait, but it was a very cool self-portrait, so it was a good starting point. And then combining it with drawing myself as a Chroma character. I think the lip line might be very distinctive for those who have watched Chroma. You might have realized already. You might have had some kind of subconscious realization that there's something familiar about that mouth. Act cool. Behave like a civilian to escape the police. I think Rabbit looks so little like a gangster that that might fit her. Looney, however, these are both gunfight skills. I don't remember which one I have for Mojo. Let me take flash out. Uses 2 ammo, so I have to assume that this is not actually usable for thrown items. We have now gone 2.5 hours. I think doing this story mission. We can't do the story mission. This is unfortunate. Well, by the time that we are able to do the story mission, the length of the stream will be quite nice. How much fear do we get? 5. That's not enough. Not enough. How much do we actually need? 50. That's quite a lot. We're going to need another punch-out bus. Another push for some fear. It's a bit unfortunate that they would. Here we can get some nice amount of fear.
Thought we'd throw her a party.
You're all invited. Next weekend you can spot us all at the lovely beaches up.
We have an attack on us. This means we have 4 characters. Unfortunately, we do not know where the enemies are. Oh, there they are. I mean, if it's only 4 enemies, then we don't have much of a problem here. I'm just going to consolidate here in the back room, and it should be fine.
When I get around to it, jeez.
And the Razor is just hanging. Oh, that was Mojo. Mojo was just hanging around. Oh, disgusting. I really should have made a bit better job setting up an ambush for these people. We have a shotgun that seems to be extremely effective, but of course the usual problem of not necessarily wanting to start a huge fight. Is always there. The rabbit is not in a particularly good position to attack anyone really, but maybe she can free some of the girls being wrestled at the moment. Apparently not all of them, unfortunately. Well, time to kick. I think we are 1 against 5 here, so not a huge problem numbers wise, but of course losing some of the characters for the attacks that we are planning would be unfortunate. Have a throw and then have another throw. Some good chaining effects here. Give her a kick. Yes. This was extremely successful. The civilian behind him or another enemy? Well, doesn't matter.
Sit the fuck down.
They are both getting the kicks anyway.
something?
Police has been called, unfortunately. Fortunately, we are about to defeat our enemies, so we should not have much of a problem escaping. And in fact, we don't even have to make an effort. Nobody gained a level, but both Hound and Razor are wounded. Probably one of these was working on a job, as I think we should have had 2 jobs being worked on. This is a good move. We get money, quite a lot of money as well. I'm waiting on Razor. Razor is back. Where exactly are they hiding out? I have to wonder. I think we have some kind of special place for the at the barber shop, it appears. Not necessarily the place I would like to hang out at. I actually don't frequent barber shops at all because I keep my hair short enough that I can just cut it at home. I actually got into this habit when I was still a student, and paying for haircuts was something that I actively wanted to avoid. Students are not known for having a lot of money at all. Steal items. You have to steal 1 item. And that is all the way in the back room.
Okay, give me a moment.
Let's see if we can actually do this without a fight, even. I wouldn't count on it, but it's always a possibility. Actually, for a while, I had a mirror ball head. It was because I did not have money for a haircutting device either, because of, being a poor student. But since then, I have, since graduation and getting a job and actually having some money for once in my life, I have taken up actually using a device to cut my hair.
Got it covered.
I have to say it's actually quite useful.
I'm on it.
I have also moved on to shaving my beard with the very same haircut device, as I unfortunately got some nerve damage from a will start a brawl if seen. Tough shit. Fighting starts.
Found something.
Now we have to get out. There's an employee there. Everything seems fine.
Got it covered.
We can probably start on our escape already.
I'm on it.
These people don't seem to actually want to fight us. Let's see what the situation is like for... No, I don't think they are fighting us. No. Very good. That means that we are able to just run away.
Shake a leg.
Bravely run away.
Last one out.
And getting this nerve damage along my jaw actually made it extremely physically uncomfortable to shave myself with something that actually contacts my jaw. The damage has since healed a bit, thankfully, but I got into the habit of shaving my beard with my haircut machine, and it works. It's easy. I think I look alright with a bit of a stubble, so it's not an aesthetic problem either. If I were to make a larger than usual effort to groom myself, I think that I look my best with perhaps a 3-day stubble on the head and clean shaven on the face. That is coincidentally broadly how my caricature here has been drawn.
No need to ask twice.
This was an extremely successful job. No one is even tired. How much fear do we have? I think we get 22 from here. Then we will be missing 1 point in fear. Robbery. I'm going to use the new girls. Try to get some levels for them. And hopefully we can just steal some things, like at the last location. Speeding through. Why do we only have 2 characters? I thought I picked out 3. Well, bungling happens. One of the items is here. Is the other one on a different story or something? No, it's there, under the window. Let's get this one first.
Sure thing.
We are not supposed to up. There are some people here. Yeah, that is a person. And that is a person. I think this fight is starting badly. We are, of course, entirely capable of defeating larger amounts of individuals as ourselves. That was a very British insult, perhaps one not usually desired on Twitch, but not my problem. I didn't read it loud anyway. Yes. I have thoroughly bungled this assault. Well, time to try to make the best of a difficult situation. It's neither the first time that I've bungled something, nor the first time that the Yurugang is facing seemingly insurmountable odds. I think we luckily only have 4 enemies, so actually defeating them does not appear to be entirely unrealistic. Yes, our friend is in the way. We can't actually attack that direction at the moment. Immobilized again. Oh. They are making short work of her knees. What can I actually do? Not an awful lot that would actually help anyone. Kick him away for the moment. Maybe punch him out. Unsuccessful. Maybe this time, yes.
Police coming!
The police is coming, we have to hurry up. Unfortunately, hurrying up is quite difficult when we are in the danger of actually losing this encounter. She is knocked out. This is a poor position to be in. I don't get knocked out. I have failed in an objective. So, time to try to escape. Luckily, he is blocking the path of his own friends. Unless our friend here gets kicked to death, we should be fine. I think she was kicked to death. This is an unfortunate turn of events. And she was knocked out as well. This was an unsuccessful. We only managed to knock out 1 of 4. Looney is dead. Unfortunate for her. I think unfortunate for us as well. Our heat has increased, probably because of the evidence left at the scene. Let's take a spider.
I'm on it.
Oh, that's not. Slingshot got away, but has to heal up. Seems that this job actually requires me to take it seriously. So let's take it seriously. Slingshot is ready. And we are moving forward on Operation Punch a Ganja Man. So this time, let's make sure we have the toughest 2 and the new character. This should go fine. Now we have 3 characters. I imagine I bungled something last time. So, this time let's not run into an ambush. I have been spotted. There are 3 enemies in this area. Pound was not particularly helpful here. She stopped right in the doorway. This is not where we want her to be. But tough luck. She just has to survive for the next turn, and I think she will. Oh no, she has been grappled. So I don't think she will actually be making much of a move anywhere. Being stuck in the doorway is really working against me. But now she is unable to move. This is going extremely badly again. I think the difficulty level has actually increased dramatically between these areas. That might be the problem. I should actually work my way up to the attacks here. At this rate, I might get my ass beaten repeatedly and dramatically, even if I manage to take on the mass attack, the block mission. You know what? This isn't going anywhere. I am going to run away.
Last one out buys the round.
Unfortunate for Hound, but I don't think we will be able to rescue her in any case. And they shouldn't kill her this quickly. And time to leave the scene. Unfortunately, we are leaving some evidence behind once again. This will make things more difficult for us in the future. I imagine our heat will increase. Hound was wounded, but survived. Exactly. Our heat has now increased massively. I think that's enough for today. My plan of going for the story mission is obviously not going to succeed. Thanks to those who have stuck through this battle. And please comment if you are interested in some spoilers for the upcoming Twitter clips. In the meantime, I will stop the recording. Thank you to everyone possibly watching on YouTube afterwards.